Good morning, guten Morgen, bom dia. I hope we feeling good today. I hope we're doing good. As you know, I've always been thinking about things. I'm always thinking about certain things throughout the day, throughout my days, if I might say. And being June, being Men's Mental Health Month, and being time that we think of mental issues or mental problems that men might face or gents might face, I'm going to make this about human beings as a whole, and not just men's mental health or men's goals or whatever the case is, but let's make this about being human. You know, what I've been thinking about recently is the processes I've had to go through in order to achieve success in certain areas of life and to achieve great things in certain areas of life, whether that be business, whether that be in my own personal life with my friends and family, whether that be with my personal goals, being me, you know, whether it be physicality, spirituality, or financial goals. I've been through certain things in order to get to where I want to be, because I am far from where I want to be in this existence of mine. I've thought about the mental issues that I faced over the years and the trauma that I've had to deal with in order to have the mental problems that I have and then ultimately fix them. That takes a lot of self-awareness, that takes accountability as well. But in order for you to go there, you have to go through a certain process in life and overcome that process in order to become the person that you're supposed to be, whether it be the man that you're supposed to be or the woman, or whatever you identify as. I do believe that some things might make or break people depending on how you see life and your outlook on life, on your ideologies as well, and how you see setbacks and failures and mistakes and mental battles and all of that. Now, for those of you who don't know me or know my story or my life in detail, I haven't had the best childhood. I haven't seen proper love from my parents in my parents' relationship and marriage, and I've been through things that have set me back mentally, that have made me have sleepless nights. I've been through depression. I've been through phases and spaces where I've hated myself, where I couldn't love others as I should have. And this has come to mess with my relationships with others and with myself. So I've been in situations where the world has beat me down in many different ways, and I've dealt with things that have desensitized me to things such as violence and different forms of trauma that I will not speak about on this live or on social media. But the things that you have to go through in order to become great, it might be like things of horror to others. Some people might not be able to bear the pain and the weight or the mental strain of what life can do to you at the end of the day. So whether you've grown up in an abusive environment, whether you've been in situations where you had to be violent and hurt other people to protect yourself, or whatever the case is, it's not an easy process. It's not an easy process. I myself have been through things where I've had hard jobs, for example, in terms of making money. One of my very first jobs, I worked in engineering, and I worked in a place where there was a lot of physical hard labor, lifting up heavy things, getting hurt many times throughout the day. I worked with metal a lot and shavings, and I had these metal shavings in my hands that used to cut up my hands and be in my skin, and I had to deal with these type of things in order to do what I was doing at the time. I've been in a job where I've had to work around 10 hours a day, almost 7 days a week, about 6 days a week, and those things took a strain on me mentally, because I felt like I was doing so much for so little, and I felt like I wasn't living my purpose. And then eventually I got to a space where I upskilled myself. And this is the problem that most people have. They don't understand that sometimes you don't have a life problem or a money problem, you have a skills problem. And I believe that with my skill set that I've developed over the years, it's created this thing where I can earn money anywhere, anytime, using social media, using the internet. Wherever I go, I'm able to build relationships and cultivate those relationships, and work on some form of value and create a living for myself because of these skills. Skills that I've learned throughout these times were sales, how to sell, how to speak to people. I used to be an introvert. I used to be really shy and socially awkward, but I've learned how to work in social settings and deal with certain social circumstances and learn how different people work, the psychology of human beings. So you got to learn psychology. I'm not saying go and study a degree, but education is more than just a piece of paper. Learn how to communicate, learn how the human brain works, learn psychology, learn how to sell yourself. I mean, we learn how to sell ourselves in every situation. We sell ourselves. When we meet new people, we're selling the idea of creating a long-term friendship and relationship with these people. When you meet a love interest that you might have, you learn how to sell yourself to those types of people. And this is what people don't understand. Your energy is what's really important as well. If you out there projecting your unhappiness and negativity onto the world, you are only going to receive negativity and unhappiness and depression and all these negative energies that you might be facing. But if you go out there and you meet people, instead of being very nonchalant, being very monotonous, saying, ladies, how would you feel if a man approached you out when you're in the club or at a party or whatever the case is, and a man meets you and says, hi, my name's Shaq, I want your number because I think you're pretty, or I might want to go out with you. You wouldn't want to speak to that guy. But if a guy approached you with a better attitude, hey, I thought you were pretty, I just thought I could come say hi and maybe get your name, and I'd like to get to know you. But your approach and how you communicate makes an absolute difference on how the rest of the world sees you, and then that obviously affects how you see yourself. So the problem is human beings. The reason why human beings, you can DM me for mentorship, so the problem with human beings is that we don't see and understand these things. A lot of people have this thing where they have prisons for minds, and they don't allow themselves to grow because they limit themselves in a sense of asking themselves questions like, what would people think about me? People might laugh at what I do or what I want to achieve or whatever the case is. If you look at any story about a great individual who's done great things, they have been through things that have destroyed them, and then they've built themselves up, or God has built those people up to become who they're supposed to be. So the idea in life is to break the shell of your previous self, or your younger self, or the older version of you that is not fully developed, that's not as smart as you should be, that doesn't have the experience that you should have. And I realized in my life, many of the things that I've done and achieved have come from my own personal experiences. And experience is the number one teacher of wisdom and of finding ways to navigate through the hardcore terrains of life, because the world is not a beautiful place. The world is an ugly place. Many people have a beautiful view of the world as sunshine and rainbows because they've grown up in environments where the parents have loved one another, where the parents had good relationships with one another, where they've been treated kindly and fairly, where they've had comfortable beds to live in, comfortable homes to live in, where there might not be so much crime or hurt that other people face. And then you get people who've grown up homeless, people who've grown up maybe sexually abused or physically abused, mentally abused. You've got people who live in environments where they've maybe had a physical setback, they've been in accidents, they've been in really it's really a vast world that we live in. But at the end of the day, what matters is not how we go through these bad things, it's how you recover from them. Everybody goes through bad things. Everybody experiences bad times as well at the same time. It's really all about how you recover and how you come out of those hard times. So the only way for you to find peace is if you chase purpose, you chase things that bring meaning to your life. If you look around, most people who end up doing drugs, becoming murderers, and getting addicted to alcohol and sex and all of these things that bring us down. This is the problem with equating happiness with pleasure. Equating happiness with pleasure brings this cheap rush of dopamine. That's why you have men who watch porn all the time, men who chase women for sex only and nothing meaningful, people who gamble trying to chase the big win, but they're unhappy with their current lives. It's because people who do these things don't necessarily have something wrong with them morally and ethically and as human beings inherently, but they have problems with finding purpose in themselves. They don't have a purpose. They don't have anything to live for other than what's happening in the moment. You have people who lack meaning. People who lack meaning and purpose, and you get lost in all of these meaningless things that give you this cheap dopamine rush, and you end up destroying your life because you end up clinging to these vices and thinking that you need these things in order to survive. But at the end of the day, you lack purpose and meaning. So what you need to understand is, if you chase things that bring peace into your life, for example, I am constantly on a mental health journey. I am constantly on a personal growth and personal development journey. I don't read as much as I should or used to, but I've read the books. I've spent time learning new skills in so many different areas in life because I want to be versatile. I want to be able to get into any conversation with anyone and not sound stupid, but also do it because it's a well-educated opinion, or because it's documented fact, or because I have personal experience in that area. Now, I'm not saying that I can go and be a neuroscientist and go and perform operations on a human being's brain, but at the end of the day, I can have a conversation with people from all walks of life, whether you be a criminal and a murderer, whether you be someone who's been on drugs, or someone who's a pastor, Muslim, Jew, atheist, whatever the case is, you must be. Sorry, someone tried to call me. So, if you don't do these things, you're going to limit yourself in this world and in this life. And I hope you've gotten this far in the video, because there's so much value that's coming from this right now. If you actually see the value, or if you take time to try and understand, open your mind. Always surround yourself with people. Carry On says that you have to always allow yourself with people who align with your goals, and maybe certain people don't align with your goals, because I know people who are doing different things in different walks of life, things that I would never do with my time, but because they are driven, they purpose driven in their own right, they've got positive energy. You could surround yourself with those type of energies as well. But as long as you feed yourself with people who are feeding your soul and nurturing these positive, parts of yourself, you'll start winning more. So life. The reason I mentioned mental fortitude is because the more you go through hard things, depending on how you deal with it, you'll become stronger mentally, and you'll be able to take more beatings from life. And the more beatings you can take from life, the more you can achieve. Because let's be honest, the people who really don't make it in life are the ones who are so afraid of what people might think about their opinions and their goals and their dreams. Who cares about what people think? This is your life. Why would I care about someone else's advice out there in the rest of the world if The rest of the world don't even have their own lives figured out. Why would I care to think about someone else's opinion if I was born alone, I will die alone, and at the end of the day, I walk alone every single day of my life. No one lives inside my brain. Nobody lives inside my mind. No one deals with the same problems that I have to face. No one has to handle the burdens or carry the burdens that I carry. So why would I care about someone's opinion of my goals and dreams and the things that I would like to achieve? This is why most of humanity fail, because you're afraid of what your friends might think, what your family might think. You start a new business and people laugh at you, and that's why you quit. I've been there. You start a business, you maybe go venture out to do something that you enjoy and like, and then people make fun of you. And then you sit out there and you're wondering, maybe I shouldn't do this, because you want to conform to what society deems normal. Never ever make that mistake. Do not consider anyone else's opinion over your own. It's your life, it's your future, it's your goals, it's your dreams that you're trying to achieve. So why would I create a massive sense of importance on what meaningless individuals think about my life? The only way you're going to achieve great things is if you remove the emotions and feelings out of the goals and achievements you're trying to create for yourself and the success you're trying to acquire for yourself. Life is not easy. Life will never be easy. Life will never be a walk in the park. But you will not be great if you don't have a bad story to tell, from how weak you used to be, how broke you used to be, how you used to struggle. There are no great people. Yes, you can. There are no great people who have not struggled in life. How many billionaires and millionaires and successful people are out there and say that they were homeless, they've been raped, they've been abused, they've been hurt by the people who are closest to them. These negative things that you go through are going to elevate you to the levels, that you need to get to, and the prosperity that you really deserve. I think you're important. Anyway, so I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Life is a journey. The thing is, you have this unhappiness because you are constantly looking for this one thing that's going to make you happy. You're looking for the one thing that's going to make you rich. You're looking for that one thing that's going to get you your dream girl. You're looking for one thing that's going to get you six-pack abs. You're looking for one thing that's going to make you smile. These are the things that are holding you back. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the journey. Fall in love with how you're going there. Fall in love with how you're getting there, the things you're going through every day. So I'm going to leave you with one thing, and then I'll post this on my feed. And because so many people don't watch videos in full, I will just chop it up and post snippets. Stop letting yourself down. Alright, stop struggling with living in your own mind and your own heart and your own soul. Stop struggling with being you. Focus on things with meaning. Focus on things that bring you purpose. Focus on things that make you happy. But the only way you're going to get happy is if you focus on things that bring you peace. Go through the hard times, but take those hard times as learning lessons and learning curves, and take those as moments that will guide you to where you have to be and want to be. And then go through your mental problems, go through the depression, go through the ups and downs, be happy, be sad, feel your feels, and then learn how to love yourself through that. Alright, I hope you have a great day, and if you've made it this far, do not worry. There's so much more value coming to you in the future. And I hope you do succeed and achieve everything you like and want to. Alright, have a great day.